Welcome into the Pillow Talk edition, the Pillow Talk stream. That's what we should call this. I do 2 streams a day. Hi. Excuse me. I just wolfed down some homemade chop suey. I'm Pugs Moran. This is the second of 2 streams that I do each and every day. The first one here on the Radio Misfits podcast platform, I guess. We call it High Noon. That comes out at noon. That's topics. Then this one, 9 o'clock. Me and my buddy, me and my partner, it's Pugs and Parker present Pillow Talk on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. Look at him, he's eating. How come you don't give a shit? How come I just had to wolf down an entire bowl of chop suey because I didn't want to be rude?
I just hadn't got a chance to eat today.
This
is it.
What are you eating there? What are you wolfing? Was that a salad or a sandwich? What was that?
Yeah. It's a microwave hamburger patty on just regular old ass white bread with some sharp cheddar, mayonnaise, and barbecue.
What? Wait a second. You just said microwave hamburger patty?
Yeah.
You put ground beef in the microwave and then eat it.
No. It's a hamburger patty specifically made to be microwaved. You get like a bag of them in the freezer.
Not a thing. I'm sure they sell it, but that's not a thing. That is not proper. Ground beef is not supposed to be microwaved. That is not how you. I'll tell you the person who's. Jeff Glenn. I was just gonna say Jeff Glenn is gonna be he's gonna be horrified by that. Look at me call it a ghetto burger. That is is it good?
Heck yeah, it's good.
But that's not the proper color. It's not cooked the way beef is supposed to be cooked. It's no, man. You don't put meat in the microwave. Sausage.
Oh no, you can put almost anything in the microwave.
No, you cannot. You would put, seriously, the only kind of meat you can put in the seriously, I'm not even shitting you. The only meat that is passable to be in the microwave is any kind of a sausage with a heavy fat content, because that will evenly cook it. But any other, you can't cook chicken in the microwave. You can't cook meat in the microwave. That's not a thing.
Speak for yourself. Look, as far as I'm concerned, this is science. This processed food is a science. They have guys like, Chevy Chase's character from the National Lampoon's. Remember, he was a food scientist, come up with like additives and different ways that you could put food in the microwave. You hit a couple buttons, 60 seconds later, it tastes amazing.
Hold on. Let me see what the masses say about this.
No, everyone likes to bag on it because that puts them above the microwave food eating idiot Parker over here.
No, dude, all I do is eat out of the microwave. I eat everything out of the microwave. That's the 100% of how I eat is out of the microwave.
Not your hamburgers, huh? In fact, you don't eat any meat out of the microwave except for maybe a heavy fat content sausage. So don't give me that. Oh, I'm not acting like I'm all above it. Yes,
no,
you are.
I don't eat any meat out of the microwave. That is correct. I will warm things up that have been cooked elsewhere. Like I use a grill if I'm cooking meat. I mean, we're in Texas. You can grill 12 months a year. I grill constantly. I'm constantly grilling meat. And then when I need to warm it up, you can warm something in the mic. You don't. That's gross. That's gross. Look, hey, if it's all right for you, then it's fine for you.
Yeah, and Jeff's right. It's a pre-cooked patty. I didn't cook it in the microwave, but I'm not against that either. Dude, I'll eat anything out the microwave.
Should be. I'm just saying you should be. That's disgusting.
I know you're too good for it. My food choices disgust you. Yesterday when I ate moldy bread, that's a legit complaint. But a microwave hamburger patty, you can't complain about that.
Has nothing to do with the many ways that I am superior to you. This is just a disgusting proposition. The idea of cooking cow for the first time. All right.
Reheating.
If you're just reheating it, okay, well, that's a different way to put it. I thought it was just like a hamburger. It was raw meat, and then you cook it in the microwave, and it comes out all gray and just gross.
It is kind of gray. Yes. But I don't know if you've ever actually killed an animal and drained it, but they really are gray. They're not red like in the grocery store. They put food coloring in that stuff.
You've gotten me there. I've never drained an animal. That is something I leave to the professionals.
But you know that all the hamburger that you get in the grocery store has red food coloring on it because it's gray. It's kind of a browny gray color.
That's blood. There's real blood. That's real blood. That's when you get good ground beef. I don't know if I'm not buying that pink slime garbage. That's not what if I'm buying ground beef, I'm buying, good chuck ground beef, good stuff.
And it has food coloring in it to make it look more red because the real color is
whatever.
Kind of dull.
cooks up nice when you put it on the grill or maybe in an oven.
Microwave?
No, no, that's, oh my God, it's like making me sick just even thinking about it. All right.
But you didn't gag at the moldy bread I ate yesterday.
No, because that's understandable. That I've been there. I've been there. That's a fine. Look, sometimes you got. I'm the one who even suggested you just got to eat around it. You just got moldy bread. If the whole thing ain't moldy, it's fine. And what is mold? Then they make penicillin out of mold. They've cured diseases out of mold. What's the worst?
Yeah, it's good for you.
Yeah, it's gross. I mean, it's a gross looking thing, and the proposition is maybe gross, but it's not gonna do. It's not gonna hurt you. That's fine. How about curdled milk? Have you ever come close to curdled milk?
I don't want to say on a regular basis, but I'm the milk tester around here, so it happens a couple times a year.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. When you were out killing animals, I was working in a dairy. My grandfather ran a dairy and owned a dairy company, and he was a milk delivery guy, and I worked my summers on the delivery truck delivering milk. And I can tell you, this is to all of you folks out there, when you have your milk and it says there's an expiration date on it, like let's say today is the 10th, let's say the 10th, it says it expired today. It's truly not expired until the 17th. Those are 7 days early, just because they're hedging their bets on not wanting anybody. You can drink milk 7 days past the expiration day. After that, you're on your own. And I know this because I come from a milk family. And we drank our whole life, we drank for free the milk that, we couldn't sell because it was stamped with a date that wasn't good. And it's fine. It's absolutely fine. And my grandpa used to rant about it. He thought it was a conspiracy by the FDA that was just going, because it was costing him money. What am I supposed to throw this out? This is perfectly good milk, So you can drink your milk. So don't you worry about it. If its due date is the 10th and it's like the 19th, then yeah. And you know what else? You know why testing milk isn't a real thing? Because you don't have to test milk. When the milk is bad, the minute you open it up, you'll go, oh God, it's bad. Like you'll know immediately.
Yeah, but there's that little middle ground where it's like, it kind of is, do I smell? And then I drink some. And
it curdles pretty quick. When it goes pretty quick.
And the nasty part is if you take like a big swig of milk that's beyond drinkable, you'll instantly throw up.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you done that like 1,000 times?
Dude, that was my story. I used to spend summers in 90-degree heat washing out milk trucks where the floors were just caked with spoiled milk that had broken a week earlier and cooked in the sun. Oh, it is the worst. Yeah. Yeah, no, man, I can't go near it. It is, I used to have to wear like a bandana and I'd be like with the hose. It was so disgusting. Oh, that's still a nightmare. Oh my God, my little 12, 13-year-old self out there hosing down a spoiled milk from the walls of a refrigerated milk truck. Oh God. Yeah, no, milk ain't good. Milk, when milk goes, but when milk goes, you know it's gone. But just remember, I come from a professional milk family. 7 days. You got 7 days. You do. Trust me on that. 7 days. Don't worry about it. Don't throw it out. It would kill my poor grandpa. It's like, what are you throwing it out for?
And if there's still a question, just tell your husband, here, drink some of this.
Again, yeah. And he'll know. And you know what? You can be the brave man knowing the secret. When you open it, if it's bad, you'll know. You won't have to taste it. You won't have to come anywhere near it. It's fine. If you can get your nose to here, and you can still swallow without immediately, you're fine. You are absolutely fine. You're gonna be fine.
I get caught in the middle ground sometimes though. But when I was a kid, I used to be not so cautious with it. So I would open the milk jug and drink out of it. And if it was curdled, I wouldn't know before 3 swallows. And then I'd instantly throw up.
Yeah.
Instantly throw up.
If it's just because the curdles will sink to the bottom. So it'll be chunky on the bottom. Just give it a shake. If it's making a little bit of noise, it's either ice and it's frozen, which means it's fine, or it's curdled. You got to know the difference. You got to learn the difference. All right, James, that's our food segment for today. I made chop suey. I just made homemade chop suey. It was so good. And now I'm going to eat the rest of it.
Was it made with bits of real suey in it?
No, it was made with tuna. I used tuna. I used mushrooms. I used green peppers.
Was it microwave tuna?
Watercress. Yeah, absolutely. I used rice. I used chicken fried rice, instant, encore chicken fried rice, and then you put the tuna in there, and then you do all the vegetables. But then here's the piece de resistance. I make a soy wasabi sauce that then gets added to it and mixed up in it that gives it that like Chinese flavor. Oh, it's so good. Sometimes I put peanuts in there. Didn't have peanuts tonight. Fantastic. And you know what my kid had for dinner? You know, my kid is like 3 hours away from being a teenager. Can't believe that. It's gonna be a
McDonald's.
teenager midnight. No, my kid had he's so huge. He is about to be 13 years old. Seriously, he looks like a high school offensive lineman now. He's so big. He ate 4 Michelinas cheeseburger max. Like those frozen Michelina dinners.
What's Michelina?
They're like frozen. It's like frozen macaroni cheeseburger mac. You just pop it in the microwave for 3 minutes, and
you had 4.
You're only supposed to eat 1. Like, it's his birthday. Just a big bucket of it. He's like, apparently he got a new. He's I don't know. I don't even want to say this because it doesn't sound real, but it's true. I saw his checklist today. I saw at 13 years old, I saw what he bench pressed today. He got a new personal best. I don't even want to say it. Because I don't think I could do it.
240.
Close. 235. 235. I mean, he's 5'10", and he's almost 200 pounds. So he's like, well, I got to be able to bench my weight. I go, well, I mean, not at 13. You haven't been built up that. He does. He looks like a big hay bale in Nebraska offensive lineman from the 1970s. He's just like Bulldog Joe Klecko for you old folks out there. That's who I'm going to start calling him Bulldog Joe Klecko because that's who he's reminded me of lately.
He won't get the reference.
No, well, yeah, you will. He's actually becoming. He's so into. Dude, he hasn't given up on this dream that he wants to be a professional football player. I swear to God, I think that he's just a couple of months away from doing roids. I think that's something that he's going to look into. I think he's going to start. No,
make sure he gets the good stuff. Then
I bet you he knows. I don't know if he knows Bulldog Joe Klecko. But I bet you that he knows. I bet you he knows the Sack Exchange. Like I bet he knows Gastineau and from the Jets. I mean, Bulldog Joe was a lineman on the Jets, and famous for I think he was in the Cannonball Run. Did you ever see Cannonball Run?
Yeah, in 1983. So I don't remember one line of it.
Wait a second. What did Bulldog Joe Klecko? He was a trucker in it was either Smokey and the Bandit or Cannonball Run, and they were like, I think it was Cannonball Run, and they were mouthing off like, "Hey, get back in your truck!" And then he gets out of the truck, and it's Bulldog Joe Klecko, and they're all like, "Uh-oh, we got a problem." I got nothing prepared today. It was our birthday night. I'm sorry, I got nothing. We're gonna do the monologue. You want to do a monologue?
Yeah, hey, it was my birthday on Sunday.
I know. I called you and asked you to do something for me and then realized that it was your birthday and I had to call you back and go, oh, by the way, in addition to you doing something for me, happy birthday.
Yeah, I was more telling Jeff and John and Byron and whatnot.
Well, I hope it wasn't
Leslie.
disingenuous.
What'd you give me, Leslie? Anyway, yeah, we can do a monologue. Let me flip over here.
All right, let's do it. I've been bouncing off the wall for 5 hours. All right, my voice is gone. I apologize for my voice. All right, everybody, welcome into the Comfort Nest Lounge for, a Tuesday night. Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday. It's not
something like that, yeah.
Tuesday night.
October, I think.
We're doing that thing. Here he is, James Friendly Parker.
Heard. Thank you, lovely crowd. So the Kentucky Derby was Saturday.
Hold on. Don't you have a demand?
Oh yeah. Can I please have the floor?
Yeah, you can. There you go. There he is. Look at him. Look at him. I mean, all his black and white glory. Look at him. All right.
So the 148th Kentucky Derby was on Saturday, and in keeping with tradition, the winner was draped in a blanket of roses, and the last place horse was sold to the Sizzler. Well, you hadn't heard a good Sizzler punchline all week, have you?
You want to hear? No, I haven't even heard a reference made to Sizzler in probably a decade. Do you want to hear something crazy?
Was this a Sizzler joke?
No, it's a Kentucky Derby joke. So Emil's kid, who's 10 years old,
Dom.
Dom. Emil goes to the Kentucky Derby. So he's talking to his kid, and he says, "All right, Dom, I'm gonna lay a bet for you. What do you want?" And the kid goes and he looks at all the horses, and the kid goes, "I want this horse." And Dad's like, "Come on, man, seriously, I'm gonna put $20 down on it." I go, "Is that really who you want?" "Yeah, isn't he the worst one?" He's like, "Yeah. He's the longest shot in the pack." He's like, "Well, just put the $20 on him. I mean, he won. The kid won like $5,000."
Good job, Dom.
It's a good job. But it burns me because it's easy to bet the long shot when it's not your money in the first place, right? When your dad is just
it's not nearly as ballsy, right?
Or is it genius? It's probably the only way to truly enjoy a long shot win is if the money isn't yours in the first place. Someone just gives it to you and says, "Put this down on a horse," and you pick that's probably the way to do it, right? If somebody's just, why not?
Yeah, ask an 11-year-old, sure.
Well, there you go. Like, oh, Jesus, got more money than I've gotten. All right, continue on, James.
All right, for the last few days here, the Dow Jones Industrial Average has taken a big nosedive. My 401k has been hit, but Snoop Dogg has his own market strategy. He likes to buy high and sell high.
Oh, I saw that one coming. That's very good.
It's a proper joke right there. 3.3 magnitude earthquake struck Columbia, South Carolina. Only one injury was reported, though. A boy had stepped on a crack and broke his mother's back.
Oh, look at that. They don't like that one. It's not clever at all.
I like pissing those people off sometimes. According to a new poll, 44% of Americans are still avoiding crowds for fear of COVID. Experts agree, though, the worst place to avoid a crowd is in Pug's mom's bedroom.
Oh, hey, what? Talking about my
sick burn. According to TMZ, Khloe Kardashian is undecided about her future with Tristan Thompson, not to mention the rest of the NBA.
Because she gets around.
It's like Spider-Man, just swings from player to player. May is Older Americans Month. Are you familiar with this one, Pugs?
I'm not.
Yeah, well, the fastest growing dating site for seniors is called Silver Singles, and it's easy to get started. Members just create a profile and list all the activities they used to enjoy.
Because they're old.
Why don't they just make the walkers with the tennis balls already on them? May is also Mental Health Awareness Month, or as Amber Heard calls it, May.
Because she's crazy.
She is not aware of her mental health. Workers at a Swiss coffee plant opened a shipment of Brazilian coffee beans, and they found 500 kilos of cocaine. Experts say that's enough to supply Amber Heard for about an hour.
More! Oh, they love it when you tear down the awful herd.
In Hopkinsville, Kentucky, a 34-year-old female teacher was arrested for doing sex with a 17-year-old male student. The incident sent shockwaves through Kentucky because the two aren't even related, Pugs. That's
Tennessee.
Wrong. That's wrong.
See, there was like a 4-second delay on that one.
Scientists say they will soon have a pill available that can erase painful memories. Until then, I recommend bourbon.
Nah, that'll do it. That'll work. The man knows.
We got some history jokes here, Pugs. It was on this day in 1877. President Rutherford B. Hayes had a telephone, the first telephone installed in the White House. And a few minutes later, he received a call about his extended warranty.
There it goes. Yeah, they didn't even have cars. It's crazy.
And one day you're going to get a car and your warranty's going to run out. Happy birthday to U2 lead singer Bono. It's his birthday today. I don't want to say he's getting old, but he and the band have a new song called Sunday Bloody Stool.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Bunch of YouTube fans. I did kind of flub that one.
You got another one?
And finally, what?
You mean you in all of the songs that U2 has, that's the only one that you got? You don't have
Well,
another
there could be. Look, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. My reading glasses.
one?
I
How
have
about
to do this next year too. I can't burn them all. And
okay?
what about on Edge's birthday? I got to save a couple jokes there too.
How about all is quiet on New Hip Day instead of New Year's Day?
How
That's
about instead of singing Vertigo, they actually have Vertigo? How about that one?
well, dude,
Yeah.
people liking it. All right. How about I don't know. I got nothing. I'm burnt out today. Go ahead, James. Been a long
They
day.
actually went to a discotheque when they were called discotheques. And finally, happy birthday also to Billy Joel. I don't want to say he's getting old, but he has a new song called "Assisted Living Girl." Not
Look at
Uptown.
that.
She doesn't live in Uptown anymore. She lives in the assisted living.
So on the noon show, we do all the birthday. We do birthdays. We do birthdays, we do death days, all those things. And I have instilled a new segment that I like to award the train wreck of the day, the person who's having the birthday, or maybe someone who died or whatever, one of the people who are making the news who is, a pretty good train wreck. Today was a busy day for train wreck of the day. We had Billy Joel. Billy Joel could be a train wreck, right? I mean, he's got like multiple DUIs.
I mean, he drank a bunch, yeah.
Sid Vicious from the Sex Pistols. He was a trainer, and John Wayne Gacy was put down. John Wayne Gacy, big day for it was a horse race for train wreck of the day. Gave it to Sid Vicious, which is weird that I gave it to Sid Vicious over John Wayne Gacy, but he's one of the most prolific serial killers of all time. How much of a train wreck could he really have been? He kind of had his shit together to some degree to be able to get away with it.
It does take a certain level of discipline and organization, really, to pull that off.
Sid Vicious didn't have that. Yeah.
No.
All right. All righty. All right. Hold on. Let me check on something real quickly here. All right. Sorry. All right, James. Like I said.
All right. Well, let me go first then.
Yeah, because I got nothing.
You ever watch Succession? I haven't seen one episode of this, but I think you have or have not.
Succession is the greatest show on television. Yeah, I've seen every
Shut
episode.
Up. Is it really that good?
It's the best show on television. It's the best show HBO's ever done, and that's a hard one for me. Yeah,
because you're a big Sopranos fan, right?
Love The Sopranos, love The Wire, love Game of Thrones. I look forward to Succession more. Succession is so good. I love Succession.
So do you know who I'm talking about when I say the name James Cromwell?
Yeah, absolutely. He's Logan Roy's brother. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
He's uncle. He's cousin Greg's grandpa. He's from Babe, right? The pig movie. Yeah, I know James Cromwell. He's great in Succession. He's kind of a crazy hippie guy who's the brother of a Rupert Murdoch type, and the two old men brothers hate each other.
Yeah. He's like the anti-capitalist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he is
who happens to be a billionaire himself. So
convenient, isn't it?
It is
real easy to be anti-capitalist when you're a billionaire. So he's a big PETA guy. And they just did a stunt at a Starbucks where they're upset that the coffee chain has an extra charge for plant-based milk. Look, if you want to go get cow milk, it's regular price. But if you want to upgrade it to like oat milk or almond milk or whatever the hell else milk, soy milk, I don't know, there's an upcharge. Yeah. And so PETA doesn't like that because it disincentivizes people using plant-based products and for animal-based products. So they go into Starbucks, and a bunch of these idiots in their PETA shirts they super glue their hand to the counter.
I saw the pictures.
Okay, you saw this?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the story. But you did just fill in some holes because that story began to trend during the noon show today, and I kind of stumbled across it. So I didn't really have all the details. I thought he was just an old man being outraged. Like, here's how I presented it. Because it seemed to me that I guess you've confirmed it. The protest was about there being an extra charge for soy milk.
50 cents. Yes.
50 cents.
And it's soy milk, coconut milk, almond milk, and oat milk.
I just assumed it was one of those old men thing when they get the receipt and they see an extra charge and they just go livid because they're old men. I thought that's what it was about. I didn't know it was about something larger.
I hate to do this to you, but you want to do the split screen again? I feel a
yeah, I'm
little
sorry. I haven't. See, man, I'm not into it. I'm just like, of course I'm into it. I'm here for it. I'm just a little scattered today. I apologize. Yeah, I thought it was just like an old man, like, I ain't paying for that. You know, I didn't think that there was anything really behind it. And you've just kind of filled in the gaps there by telling me that it's more about disincentivizing people to use what PETA feels is a better.
All right, Will, what is your problem with this picture frame? What is this deal with this? Why do you give a damn about how this dumb picture frame? Is it the contents of the picture frame or is it the picture frame itself? This dude's bitched about this for like 6 months now.
What is he bitching about? What's the problem?
The collage picture frame sucks, apparently.
Well, does he? That seems like kind of an odd take. What?
I know you've got some hot decorating opinions over there.
What is it? What is it?
Dude, just flip the orientation so I'm landscape mode again, and you'll see it. It's over my right shoulder here.
There we go.
That see that.
So you got an American flag. You got okay.
Well, I don't know what is the complaint. The frame itself.
It looks fine. It looks nice.
Will, he says it's cheap looking. Yeah, it's cheap looking because it's cheap as hell. Yeah, it's absolutely cheap. Yeah. You know? What do you think? I went ahead and had a custom frame with 9 little slots in it?
I don't think it looks cheap. I think that the motif that you are going for is doing the show out in the barn. And I think that it's decorated perfectly fine. I think it looks great. I think everything looks great. I think your setup looks great. I don't understand. Like, why does it look cheap? I don't know. It's a barn. It's, you got the lassos there. Looks like you got a Texas license plate.
Yeah. These are actually audio cables, like guitar cables.
Okay. But it looks like.
But that's on purpose. They're supposed to look sort of lasso-y. It's supposed to look sort of barnish. I
think it looks fine. I'll get you one, man. Give me a P.O. box, please.
You're gonna send me a new frame. You're gonna. Who has? I don't have a P.O. box. What the hell?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening here.
All right, hey. So this idiot that super glues his hand to the counter at Starbucks. Now, no one gets arrested. They're able to scrape them all off with a knife later.
Oh no! Did they use? Here, let me show you what I use. Hold on.
To scrape your hand off?
I use a lot of super glue. Oh, son of a gun. I use a lot of super glue because I'm not good with tools and I just stick things to stuff. Any place I have super glue in my house, I have nail polish remover. Oh, I need to go back up big. You gotta slather everything in nail polish remover if you're gonna use super glue.
I hear you.
It's just a rule of thumb. A rule of stuck thumb.
I kind of wish I cared about anything as much as this dude cares about an upcharge on oat milk. I have never glued my hand to a counter. I can't. What the hell would have to happen for me to go glue my hand to the counter at Starbucks? I can't even imagine this scenario.
This is the new thing with protesters, though. It's super gluing themselves places. There was somebody. Are you familiar with the Minnesota Timberwolves situation of about a month ago?
No, what'd they do?
Yeah, it was during, I don't know I think it may have been the last game of the season, but the owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves owns a chicken farm in Iowa. And there was
yeah. And so he euthanized like 1 million chickens or whatever. Yeah. And then some idiot was going to run out on the court and a genius security guard stopped him. Did we not do that on the show? I don't think we did that on the show.
Well, I talked about it on the noon show, but they did get out on the court and they super glued themselves to the court. This lady super glued herself to the Minnesota Timberwolves court. Here, I'll bring up the pictures. There's pictures. It's so this is a new thing. This is the second time now in a month that I've heard of a protester, and I think this is PETA too, right? Wouldn't that be PETA if you kill a bunch of chickens? This must be the new PETA move to super glue yourself. Hold on, Timberwolves. Super glue fan. I'm thinking that might work. Oh, and it does. Super glue comes up. All right, here we are. Oh no, just all kinds of timber. No, that's not it. Timberwolf super glue.
Is this a good time for me to get a refill?
Yeah, go ahead. Get yourself a
I'll be
refill.
right back.
Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay. Maybe there's a video, though. Let's see. Yeah. There's the fan there. Okay. Hold on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try this on, we'll see if we can pull this up. Maybe there's a YouTube video. Fan super glues. Fan super glues to core. Let's see if that comes up. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Oh yeah, there's a video. There's a video for everything, so we'll get it. All right. Has this been done before, or is this just something that is, new for the last couple of months? Is this an innovation in civil protesting now, where you're using, people used to chain themselves. People used, like, you remember, like, the tree huggers, they used to hug a tree and then chain themselves around the tree. And I guess that was too easy because you just come up with some giant bolt cutters and just cut them down. Now they're doing the super glue thing, which doesn't seem good, because if they just rip you, I mean, you are real. Maybe that's what these psychos want, though. These psychos just, they don't care about the pain. Is that it? And I shouldn't call them psychos. I mean, just because they have some sort of deeply held conviction that I don't share, and they make them psychos. No, actually, now that I'm thinking it through, if you're willing to super glue yourself to something in protest, basically challenging those who need to remove you, to just rip the skin from your body, you're a psycho. So I guess that's pretty much how that's going to go. Let me see if I can find the story here about the Minnesota Timberwolves fan. I rat all my chickens live, says Byron. I don't know what that means. Jeff Ballard says she glued herself in protest of the killing of chickens that were going to be killed anyway. Yeah, I know, Jeff. I don't know if you were with us when we talked about this a couple of days ago. There was an outbreak. There was, okay, so not only were they going to be killed anyway, because, that's what those chickens were there for. They weren't there to live a nice, peaceful life. Those chickens were there to be carved up into breasts so that we could buy them at the Kroger or wherever the hell we go to buy our crap. Those chickens were at death's door to begin with. But then there was a disease. And in order to make it so that we're not paying $100 per chicken breast because there's some crazy pandemic that is sweeping the chicken population of America, you have to cull the herd or the flock or the coop or whatever. You have to kill the disease. And is it a tragic loss? Yeah, it is, because no one's going to eat that shit because those are diseased birds. But they were going to die anyway, and they had to be killed because they were sick. I don't see what the problem is at all. I guess that the way these chickens were disposed of, which I guess they were burned alive. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
I was just gonna eat them. Is that any worse?
What are you
better?
You want to just do lethal injection? All right, here we found this. So here's the video from the Minnesota Timberwolves game. Let's watch this.
Hardest worker in the NBA. I've never been around a player. Somebody has fallen. A arena worker has fallen at the other end, and you can see right now.
Oh.
I'm not sure if she fainted or fell, but they are assisting her. And out she goes. I say it's an arena worker. It may have been somebody else.
Putting that together, are you?
Because they quickly got her up and got her off in a hurry.
Did she? If she fell, is there blood down there?
Oh, okay. I think we've been told there was a protest, and I think she was writing something on the floor.
She was super gluing herself to the floor.
Maybe it was. I've seen so many Reggie Miller Wendy's commercials. I don't know what I'm going to do if I see one more.
See, they're trying to clean the super glue off the floor.
So whatever it was, she is gone, and the graffiti or whatever she was doing on the floor is being wiped away. There's nothing like the energy of a live NBA playoff game. These are not the playoffs. This is the play-in.
Oh, I don't know.
Did
you ever see a space shuttle explode?
It's a playoff game.
But the playoffs are right around the corner, and you can be loud. You can be the difference. Be there and secure your seats at NBAticket.com. Allie, what do you see down there? I know that wasn't you doing the graffiti, but what was going on?
It's worse than graffiti. I was just told by security that she apparently had glue, and she glued herself to the floor. And she refused to lift her wrist up. And I don't mean to laugh, but this really happened. She glued her wrist to the floor, and they were trying to pull her off, and she was resisting, trying to keep her wrist glued down.
It was a protest of some sort, I'm assuming. Allie?
I think that's a fair assumption. I'll get some clarity on the purpose of it, or maybe we don't talk about it again, depending on what the answer is.
I've never seen that before.
This is the first for me, and I've been around the game close to 30 years.
All right, and there you go. She tried to super glue herself. Here's James Cromwell from today. James Cromwell super glued himself to a Starbucks, as James just reported. There we go. There he is. Look at him.
At least he has a cause. Like, even though I disagree with it, good for him for getting off his ass and at least trying to make the world a better place in some form or fashion.
No, but he's not. He's not making the world a better place.
No, but his heart's in the right place. He's just an idiot.
Maybe his desire. So maybe he has convinced himself that he is serving a greater good. But the reality of it is, he just inconvenienced a lot of people who were just trying to get coffee today. That's all. There's some guy who was like on a 10-minute break, and he wanted to run down to the Starbucks and get a coffee, and that guy didn't get his coffee.
But there's no collateral damage here. You know, most of the people that are rolling through Starbucks are sort of sympathetic to whatever cause the protesters are doing in most of these cases. So, you know, it's not even affecting the outside world. You go ahead, draw a little attention to your cause. I wish it was something better, but at least he's trying. I mean, he's failing, but he's trying.
Hold on. I got to step away now. Just for a second, I got to let the dog in because the dog is barking on the back porch. And as we know, we have a doctor in the neighborhood who calls the police on CeeLo. So be right back.
So did y'all see Hillary Duff has some nude pictures? She did it on purpose. She like posed news for like Vanity Fair or something. That's what I was going to ask about next.
Dumbass dog. All right, I apologize.
All right, hey. Well, gotta wait for him to put the headphones back in. All right, can you hear me again?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, so the next thing is Amber Heard posed nude. Not Amber Heard. I'm sorry, Hillary Duff.
Oh yeah.
So this is kind of weird for people my age because she's Lizzie McGuire and always will be. And as a guy who was too poor to have cable growing up, I would go to my friend's house and, you know, Nickelodeon was like this special thing that I can't believe, like Disney and Nickelodeon stars all grew up to be absolute whores, Pugs. Whores.
Did they?
Well, not all of them, but it's about a 50-50 shot. And so I've developed sort of, you know, like people say like gaydar, like radar. I've got like hordar, where I can tell these like little 19-year-old Disney princesses or whoever it is, these little actors, I can tell you like in 5 years, she's going to be a complete whore. And I've called like 10 of them and my wife is freaked out by my ability. I know, that's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, she's a Hillary Duff in the buff. She's a beautiful woman. That's for darn sure.
Yeah. So I love how this is being, I saw the news in like usatoday.com and she opens up. Hillary Duff is coming clean about her journey with body image and health. What? So they go through this whole thing about how she was struggling with an eating disorder back when she was 17, but now that she's all old and over the hill at age 34, she's bravely posing nude because this is empowering. Everything about this just sounds so silly once you're over the age of 34. It's like, bitch, you're still young and beautiful. You should be beautiful. There's no surprise that you're still attractive at 34. Chicks are still hot as hell at 34. I don't know. I love this whole thing.
I don't think I've seen Hillary Duff in 20 years. She is tremendous. She is a gorgeous woman. You know what I like? I don't like tattoos. I know. I don't know. My generation, we weren't big on tattoos. And then all of a sudden everybody had them. I don't like tattoos, especially on women. But you know what I really like? The one thing that I make an exception for? This. See this? Can you see?
Yeah, just a little message on your rib cage there.
I don't know what that turns me on. Just like a little like VIN number. Like, I don't know. It's like, I like it. I love that.
Like I'm bad enough to get a tattoo, but not so crazy about it that I ruin my body with it.
Yeah, right. Just like a classy little.
All right, so Jeff is kind of tapping into the beginning of what I'm talking about. Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Bynes, Hilary Duff, Miley Cyrus, Raven. You're so Raven. Parker has a point. Yeah, and so after you learn these lessons, then it came around to when my kids were younger and they were watching Nickelodeon more so than they do now. What was the show that Bella Thorne was on? I remember seeing that show. And I just, you kind of look at her funny and like you see her in an interview when she's not in the show and not acting. You're like, wait a second. That girl's going to grow up to be a hoe. Like my Hodar went off.
Well, all the ones that aren't hoes, though. I mean, there's just as many that, don't because the ones that turn into hoes are so shocking they stand out to you. But there are, far more that don't, that actually just go into obscurity.
That's fair, but I would say you're more likely to end up naked on the cover of Women's Health if you've been one of these Disney / Nickelodeon stars than the average.
I would also add to Jeff's point, Lohan, absolutely. Bynes, she didn't become a hoe. She just has mental problems, but not like she went off and did porn and was banging a bunch of dudes. She just kind of she's crazy. She's bipolar. And Duff, we'll get back to her since she's the point we're making here.
Miley Cyrus, more of a planned, methodical hoedom, but still a hoe nonetheless.
Hoe in the Madonna vein, like used it to her own glorification and has become incredibly successful and wealthy.
Like a deliberate planned hoe.
Yeah.
Not
absolutely.
like a chaotic.
Not like Lohan. Lohan's just a chaos hoe. She's just, but I'll push back on Hilary Duff. I don't think that constitutes her being a hoe. Not at all. She's a beautiful woman, and I think that's artistic. I think that if she was doing like a penthouse where she's got her legs spread, no, that's being a hoe. What Hilary Duff is doing there, that's art. That's kind of beautiful.
Yeah, and so my the example that blows my wife away is I saw Bella Thorne in like an interview one day when she was like 18, 19, and I told my wife, I was like, that girl is going to be a hoe. And she's like, you're just saying that. That's such a horrible thing to say about a young lady. I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I have triggers. Like, you know how a lion can look at a pack of gazelles and tell which one runs slowest just while they're all standing there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have that sort of, pounce gene, and I can tell which ones are the easiest prey out of the flock there.
I don't even know who Bella Thorne is.
Well, that's
Is she a hoe? I don't know.
So my kids are a little bit younger than yours, but she was in a show called what was she on? Like, not She's All That, but she used to be like sweet and innocent and like loving, and my kids loved her, and it was all adorable. And I was happy that they watched the show because I would watch it over their shoulder and be like, "Good, this is okay. This is doesn't have any weird, creepy messages." Or
is she in a show called Shake It Up?
Yes, sir.
That's it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let me see who Bella Thorne is. I honestly don't know who she is. So let me.
That's all right. That's all right. Well, she fits my archetype of what I like in a woman. Yeah,
she does. She's got your red hair. She doesn't have big boobs though. Not big boobs at all. Nope, not by your criteria. Nope.
Big enough. She's in the big enough category. She's acceptable. I'm not saying they have to be huge. You just can't look like drywall.
She's got the exact same chest, probably smaller than Nicole Kidman, and you took me to task because her breasts weren't big enough. Dude, I'm looking at a picture here. I'll pull it up. She's got no boobs. She is stunningly beautiful, though. I will give you that.
She would be more beautiful if she had bigger boobs. My point still stands.
To you, she would be more beautiful. That is your point. You make these declarative statements like anybody who is on the opposite side of your argument is sufficient.
You act like that's all subjective. Boobs are not subjective. Boobs are science. Boobs can be proven.
Okay, she's got a couple of pictures where it looks like she's using a miracle bra. Miracle bras are great. I don't want to do that. No, I'm moving away. A thing just came up. An option for Bella Thorne at 14 came up. No. Not after seeing her now. I want to keep my image of her as being this, not 14. Hey, I do have something I wanted to throw at you though, as we're running out of time here, and it's kind of the same thing. So, did you hear about the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue?
Oh, is this the one where they're having the WNBA players on it or something?
Yeah. Okay. So here's the issue. I want to ask you about this. So when I was a kid growing up, and the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue was the reason that most dudes subscribed to Sports Illustrated, so that they would get the early copy of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. And it was a big deal. It was Kathy Ireland, Elle McPherson, Stephanie Seymour, all of these Brooklyn Decker, all these incredibly beautiful women modeling swimsuits, right? And
Yeah, you know what? I feel attacked because I think there were 2 years I got the subscription to Sports Illustrated just for the damn issue.
yeah,
Just for
that's
that.
all most people did. It was a marketing ploy.
And there was another one where they were giving out the tapes, and I got the Dallas Cowboys
VHS
season. Yeah, VHS
Oh,
tape.
yeah. See, the reason that they started doing this at Sports Illustrated was because there was a downtime in sports. This was decades before the NBA was anything people cared about, and hockey was a regional sport. Baseball was either in spring training or just beginning, and football was over with. So Sports Illustrated was like, we got nothing to write about. There's nothing. Nobody's going to pick up our, nothing is in season that's of any note. That's different now because the NBA has turned into a global sport, but that's only within the last 30 years, 30, 40 years that the NBA has exploded. So they put out this issue. It was a ploy to get people to buy a specific issue of Sports Illustrated during a time when normally they'd sell the least amount of copies that they could because nobody cares about sports in March. Then a couple of years ago, they tabled it. They stopped doing the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition because it was exploitative.
It exploits women. Shut up.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's it. It was something that was only done to exploit these women and blah blah blah. And, so they've brought it back now, and they're doing it with WNBA women. Here, I've got some pictures for you. We can share it. Let me show it to you. So here's my question. These WNBA women who are in the Sports Illustrated issue are wearing the exact same kind of swimsuits that the models were. Why were the models being exploited, but the less beautiful women are not being exploited? Can somebody please explain that to me? What is the difference between these women wearing these bikinis and Kathy Ireland and Elle McPherson wearing these bikinis? Why is this empowering and the other women who are making millions of dollars and becoming global sensations and well-booked models, supermodels off of it? Why were they being exploited? And these women, this is somehow empowering now in some sort of female-friendly thing. Can you explain this to me at all?
Is that a rhetorical question, or because you know the answer and I know the answer?
No, I don't.
You just don't want to say it.
No, I really don't know.
All right,
it's
fine. I'm the bad guy. Get out of the way. Let me be the bad guy.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. The reason why.
How is that different than Kathy Ireland?
I can tell.
She's not as pretty as Kathy Ireland. What?
Pugs, you know the answer. You're just going to make me say it because that. Fine. No, look. Look. I'll be the a-hole. The reason why this isn't a problem is because below average women can look at this and not see an unrealistic body type, not be shamed at their own appearance. They look at this and they're like, yeah, look at that freak. I guess I don't look so bad. So this is about below average attractive women. Those are the ones who complain about misogyny and exploitation and the objectification of women. 9s and 10s don't gripe about this. 8 don't gripe about this. 7s really don't gripe about it either. You got to be a 6 or below. If this upsets you, and genuinely you're not just doing it for like virtue signaling social points, but if this genuinely upsets you on the attractive scale, you're at least a 6, probably a 5 or below. This is below attractive women complain about this and nobody else.
I don't understand. Here, we'll show this one. Okay. So what we're seeing here, this year's Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, this is empowering to women. And this one is exploitative and needs to end. That one needs to end. This one is a terrible thing for women. And the other one,
because if you're a below average on the attraction scale woman, you look at this and you are embarrassed. This makes you look bad. This makes you ashamed of how little you've exercised, of how little discipline you've had, about what you put in your mouth, about how you've let yourself go, about how you're not living up to your own potential.
Okay, well, here's the thing. The WNBA women have incredible bodies. We were talking about world-class athletes with 0% body fat. I'll show you more of these pictures. These girls look fantastic in these bikinis. They're simply not as pretty. They're just not as pretty as Ellen Pearson. But it's not a body thing. Their bodies are, well, I mean, they're athletic bodies. It's the athletic body versus the body that was made for a bikini, which is what Sports Illustrated used to always do, which, God forbid, they're trying to sell bikinis. You know, that's the whole point of the swimsuit issue. These bikini and bathing suit designers, they spent all year planning for the Sports Illustrated issue because it was big for the sale of bikinis to regular women who would be on beaches all across the globe all summer long. That was the whole point of it. But it seems, I don't even know that hypocritical is the word. It's infuriating. It's moronic that Elle Macpherson here, she's not allowed to be in a bikini, even though that's what she does for a living. She's a model.
It's not complicated. There's no layers of complexity or depth on this. This is straight up just base envy and jealousy.
So, but why does Sports Illustrated care? Is Sports Illustrated? Do they now? I mean,
they don't. They don't care. They're doing what
it's supposed to be for. Well, it's supposed to be for guys. It is. It's supposed to be for guys. That's why the swimsuit issue existed. Sports Illustrated wrote for male sports fans. Maybe there should be a female Sports Illustrated that covers the WNBA. Because honestly, if I was a subscriber to Sports Illustrated, and then all of a sudden 3/4 of the every edition covered the WNBA or women's soccer, I'd be like, "Are you fucking kidding me? This is not what give me. Come on." You know what I mean? Their target, there's nothing wrong with having a target audience and going after it.
Well, they already do this when they have the professional athletes, like the human body issue or the athlete body issue, where you got to see like Terrell Owens' butt cheek, and then it'll show you like a chick on the next page, and they go back and forth. They're just trying to sell magazines, and we wouldn't have talked about it today if they hadn't put mutants on there, you know. And look, you're right.
That's the other thing, James. They're not. You think they're mutants? I think they look fine. They look like every normal woman.
Well, no. Look,
pool.
I don't mean mutant like the bar scene from Star Wars. I mean mutant like when you look at the bell curve of how, you know, athletic women are. We're talking about the fringe end of the bell curve, where the women that are like the tallest and strongest and fastest and most athletic do not look like the average woman. They are sort of an anomaly to this is not normal female bodies. That's what I meant by mutants.
This woman on the left, the picture on the left, the woman on the left with her hair, with her hand on her head, she doesn't look any different than any of the other Sports Illustrated swimsuit models over the years. There is no different. Yet she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. She's got a great body. Look at her. She's sexy. That's hot. However, if it was 5 years ago, this would have been an exploitation of women, and this year it's a celebration of empowerment.
You know, I like where you're going with that, because when you bring her up, you're right. She's not a mutant at all. I have to retract some of that thought there. So I tell you what's funny is I think you're really close to the truth, because what I see is if she sucked at basketball, this would be exploitation of women. This would be objectification of women. Right? Wouldn't that be the difference?
Well, I got news for you. I think she might, because I think that's Dee Dee Richard, who is the free agent. All the other ones are stars of their teams, and then they added her, and she is not currently with a team, so she might suck. She might not be a good one. They might just have shoehorned her in there because she's hot.
Yeah. Do anybody who's in a professional league of any kind.
Bottom left.
Oh, that one at the bottom left is great.
Bottom left is great, man. All right, the one next to her, though, no thanks. You know, that's
look at you. No thanks. No, the one on the right with that looks like drywall. Nope. That's a negative.
They're athletic women. They're not. They're these
are.
The
problem with the WNBA stars is most of them look more like me than they do Elle Macpherson.
Yeah.
They got like the big square jaw. They got the broad shoulders. They don't have boobs.
Well, look, I could say something about WNBA players, and it would be repeating the exact words of a WNBA player, describing other WNBA players, but I can't say it. But she did. This was Lisa Leslie, who said when she was interviewed, we interviewed her on a radio show that I did years ago, and she described all of the girls that were in the WNBA, and this was a number of years ago. She described them all as being very tomboyish, not girly at all. Okay. Now, if I said that about WNBA players just now in this conversation, well, look at them. They all look tomboyish. That would be like an awful thing for me to say, right? But that's how Lisa Leslie described her fellow teammates years ago when we interviewed her. They're tomboys, and we didn't think anything of it. So I'm looking at this picture of the back three girls in the row. I guess that picture's not up. So I'm looking at the picture of the back three girls in a row, and I'm going,
tomboyish.
That's what Lisa Leslie described. They're tomboyish. They don't look like they're, and I'm not talking about sexual orientation. I don't care if they're lesbians. I don't care. Although, a very high percentage of WNBA players are lesbians, but that's not what I'm talking about. Look, there are lesbians who dress or carry themselves in a very traditional feminine way. And then there are other lesbians who do not. These three women that we were just looking at, they do not comport themselves in a feminine way. I'm not saying it's good and I'm not saying it's bad, but when I describe seeing these so-called swimsuit models as looking tomboyish, that's all I'm describing. I am not making any kind of horrible judgment against them. I mean, can we... Are mine eyes lying? I mean, am I seeing something? Am I supposed to be? No, she looks like Grace Kelly. Look at that one on the left. She's a regular Audrey Hepburn, ain't she?
No, she looks like she can take a punch is what she looks like, right?
Lie about that? I mean, that's not... Now,
that's a compliment.
We did talk about, and how do we know that she would be offended by that? Right? That's the other thing. We're making a leap that, how can you say that about, why do you think she wants to be considered a Grace Kelly, Audrey Hepburn type? What about the life that has led her to being a standout in the WNBA leads you to think that that's something that she ever wanted to be?
Yeah, and look, conversely speaking, we don't want Grace Kelly crashing the boards every time someone jacks up a three, right?
She had little bird ankles. She'd be on the
she'd get crushed
all the time. Yeah. Anyway, that really pissed me off today. The sports
should.
Because I'm like, well, what is the difference between these women wearing bikinis, sexy bikinis, and actual bikini models wearing bikinis? Other than, these basketball playing women just took the jobs of other women. But those women were being exploited, and these women are being celebrated. Okay, all right. This is the world we live in. We live in this world that is so completely inconsistent. There is no consistency to logic, to... It's 10 o'clock. Time for some John Hinckley.
Well, hang on. I want to show you something else that'll piss you off real quick. Can you see this headline? Throw that up there. After all the talk we've had on Amber Heard, this is a real headline in USA today.
Amber Heard says she's a victim, but the public made her a villain. Experts say it's a dangerous moment for domestic violence. No, it's a dangerous moment for dudes. It's a dangerous moment for dudes who are never being believed. Look, there's a lot of scumbag dudes out there, and you know what? There's enough evidence to put them behind bars. See Harvey Weinstein. But there's also a lot of normal dudes out there. There's a lot of normal dudes with a bunch of psycho chicks, and they're getting railroaded, and Johnny Depp is an example of that. So shut your mouth about a dangerous time for domestic violence victims. First of all...
Someone has sat through a month of this crap and come out on Amber Heard's side.
What are you watching? Why are you saying that? Well, she's being exposed for the liar that she is, but this isn't a good thing. We should have just let Johnny Depp be railroaded by her lies. Is that the argument? Is that what they're saying? That like the public made her a villain? Why? Because we sat and watched this shit and we went collectively, this bitch is crazy. This bitch is making stuff up. So we're the bad ones. We're the bad ones for not just believe the woman.
Like in trailer parks all across America, some woman's getting backhanded because of what Amber Heard's coverage looked like.
Yeah, right. That's what it was.
Jesus Christ. I love these headlines. They're so stupid. It's like, how do these people keep their job?
After 10 beers on a Tuesday night, Jethro wasn't going to smack Crystal around the trailer anyway, right? It's because of this. It's a dangerous moment. How about blaming Amber Heard for creating the climate that made this dangerous moment.
She sniffed coke on the stand. She sniffed coke on the stand. God damn it. She's not normal. She's crazy. She doo-dooed in a bed. Have you ever doo-dooed on purpose in a bed?
Not
I don't mean like you trusted the wrong flute. It got a little greasy. I mean, like, did you ever intentionally doo-doo in a bed? No.
Not on purpose. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's never happened, but not on purpose. Certainly not,
Not a vindictive poop.
No.
I've never pooped as a weapon.
All right. Jeff says it's our fault because we noticed she was doing court on the stand.
You mean coke on the stand? You're right.
Oh, was that it? Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right. I got to go look at some Hillary Duff pictures now.
Yeah, tell me about it, man. I didn't know Hillary. I just knew the name, but I was too old when she started appearing on Nickelodeon. That might have been right in your wheelhouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is she your age? Or no,
Who?
she's
Hillary Duff?
Yeah.
No, she's like 10 years younger than me.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, James. There he goes. That's James Parker. He of Pugs and Parker Pillow Talk, everybody. Hey, James, look over there. Oh, see, he got rid of himself before I could. I was going to get rid of him. All right, you guys. I'm sorry. It's been a long-ass day. Long-ass day. There we go. Let's take it down a little bit with some beautiful music. And by the way, Amber Heard is a terrible human being, and we've all seen it. We all believe that she is railroading Johnny Depp, who very well may be a terrible human being in his own right. But in this very specific situation that we're all watching, I think it's clear who the troublemaker was, and that's Amber Heard. There is nothing wrong with WNBA players posing for the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. There's nothing wrong with that. If you can then at least admit that there was nothing wrong when professional models were posing for the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. Either it's the whole concept of the swimsuit edition that is wrong, or it's fine because it was bad when it was. I'm very confused by the world. I am not a misogynist. I am actually a bit of a feminist. I believe that women are as powerful, as smart, probably smarter, as capable as any man. I say this all the time. I was raised by a single mom. I mean, a woman can do. My mom could do anything. So that's not who I am. But I'm just getting so sick of the bullshit. And you know what? Sometimes women lie. Sometimes they lie when there's something in it for them if it means dragging a guy down. Many times, men are assholes and they deserve what they get. But it's a case-by-case basis. It couldn't have been our dogs, Your Honor. The dogs don't eat corn. That's funny. That's from Byron. That's a good one. Okay, guys. I tell you. And I don't agree. I don't agree with James that posing for the cover of Women's Health, as Hillary Duff has done, somehow moves her into what he described as a whore-like category. I think it's a beautiful picture. She's a beautiful woman. And I'm out of time. All right, bye, everybody. Oh, crap. I got nothing.